that we're out of summer, do you know the best way to freshen up your skincare routine? Stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Christine Byer here, licensed esthetician for 21 years. And on my channel, we talk about your skincare journey because it's never one thing that makes your skin look better. It's usually a combination of things. And so today I wanted to talk about changing up your exfoliation routine with the seasons. So now that summer is over, although we're having 80-degree days in October, for the most part, pools are closed and we're out of the sun, or taking in less sun than we did in the summer. So this is the time of year that I love to do peels on my clients. I'll do a series of peels. I've never been a super deep peel kind of gal. I usually like to do a series because it's less challenging to the skin and I tend to get better results. So yeah, this is the glorious time of year. I'm getting my clients' skin prepped for the holidays and making them look amazing. But along with that comes at-home exfoliation. And I'm coming out with a brand new product, which is a combination of fruit acids, alpha hydroxy and beta hydroxy acids. But I'll talk more about that in a second. So what are you using to exfoliate? I would suggest acids. And if you're using the Sculpla facial filler line from Korea that I work with a lot, I like to have people on chemical exfoliation rather than rubbing, because we don't want to rub the Sculpla out of our face. And it's actually called HOP now, House of PLLA. PLLA is the polylactic acid that goes into the follicles and sends out that biostimulating message of produced collagen. So when I have clients on that, I like to have them on chemical exfoliation rather than scrubby exfoliation, because I want to keep that in place. That's a really interesting product. So this is the best time of year to break out your alpha and beta hydroxy acids. Why? Because it's going to help your other products absorb better. It's going to help you exfoliate from any retinol that you've been using. You get any peelies from retinol, that helps exfoliate that away. Although I would give your skin probably a day of rest between the vitamin A if you're just getting started. It also helps the skin turn over faster. So if you think about in the days of Cleopatra, she used to take milk baths. Why? Because of the lactic acid, which is this big fat molecule that helps brighten the skin. It takes off dead skin cells and it's very good at brightening. But it's also really good for anti-aging because it's got that fatter molecule in it, and it tends to be less aggressive and less irritating to the skin, but it's excellent for brightening. Now, I tend to love combinations of hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids because they tend to work better in tandem than on their own. So we've got glycolic acid. It's this teeny tiny molecule. It's very good at brightening the skin, but it's suitable for a certain skin type. It's usually dull, lackluster, thicker skin that's just not doing much of anything. I can do that. I can do glycolic acid on a client like that. However, the only thing I don't like about glycolic, even in its most natural form, there's a wild card with it. So I really like to use it blended with other acids, because I've had situations here in my treatment room where I'm like, oh, I really want to get a great result on this person. This client sometimes gets red, sometimes is reactive. I'm going to try this glycolic peel on her. It's, I use a 30% glycolic peel. It's not a huge one, not too terribly strong, but sometimes clients' skin will get really red from it and sort of blotchy, and then I spend the rest of the treatment trying to calm that blotchiness, and it's just a disaster. So after that happens to you a handful of times, you tend to back away from glycolic acid. So just know that glycolic acid always has that wild card with it. If you really like it, make sure it is tempered a little bit with lots of anti-inflammatories. But in my new formula, it's a blend of alpha and beta hydroxy acids. It has extracts of sugar cane and sugar maple, which are natural forms of glycolic acid. They tend to be better tolerated than the synthetic form. Orange and lemon extracts, which all provide natural forms of citric acid, which are very good at brightening the skin. And lastly, it has willow bark extract, which is a natural form of a beta hydroxy acid, like salicylic acid, which is generally very well tolerated. So those blend together to slough off dead skin cells by loosening up the intercellular glue that holds all those dead cells onto the skin. If you think about the cells that need to be lifted up and off, they're almost like bricks and mortar. And so the acid would be eating up the mortar and the bricks are the cells. And so alpha and beta hydroxy acids do a good job of eating up the mortar so that the dead cells can fall off. It loosens them up so they fall off. This formula also has sodium hyaluronate, which can hold 180 times its weight in water. It also has encapsulated vitamin A, C, and E. And I love this blend because it not only exfoliates, but it hydrates and it calms the skin at the same time. So I would use this, you use it at night. You're gonna always wanna use your exfoliating products at night. This also has vitamin B5, which is panthenol, which is known to soften and strengthen the skin. So in addition to removing those dead skin cells, beta hydroxy acids are really good at decongesting the skin. So like last night I went to bed and I had tried a different makeup and I had just patchy little whiteheads right here, just teeny tiny ones, and it just, my skin was a little irritated, so I knew I needed to do some exfoliation. So I put 1 pump of that all over my face and I let it soak in. I really like to let it soak in a good 5 minutes. It will dry down on my skin and then I do my next step. So, and then I wake up this morning, my skin is completely calm and all those little bumps are completely gone. And beta hydroxy is really good at eating up oils, so it will go after any of those excess oils. And a lot of times when we're using really nourishing products that tend to have a little more weight to them, we can sometimes get little bumpies in the areas, you know, our chin and our T-zone where we tend to produce oil anyway. And so this is wonderful for going in and helping decongest that area on a regular basis, because you know you're going to use the hydrating thing again. You know, you want to use the nourishing products more in the fall and the winter. So you need something that's going to help keep your skin clear so you can get those products penetrated and keep your pores clear. Also know that when you start doing these, and I talked about it a second ago, but when you start doing lots of alpha and beta hydroxy acids, you want to make sure that you wear a good sunscreen. Just please don't go out into the sun if you're hitting the acids hot and heavy and then you go out in the sun, you're gonna boom, have all that pigmentation right back, probably worse. So just know that if you're working on pigmentation, for example, and you are doing all these exfoliating acids and then you're not wearing sunscreen, it's kind of like dieting all day and eating Oreo cookies at night. It doesn't work. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye now.